everybody. Steve and I are in the North Cascades today, and we're at the Colonial Creek Trailhead. We're going to be doing, hopefully, a one-night backpack trip up to Thunder Creek Trail and up to 4th of July Pass. We're not sure about the weather. It has been sunny all week, but it's forecast to rain. And there was a little dribbly rain this morning, but it's not raining right now. So we're gonna give it a try. This hike should be about 5.5 miles up to 4th of July Pass. It's about 2 miles flat along the river, and then the rest is pretty steep climb up to the campsite. Here's our map, starting at the top left, and we'll be going along the river and crossing, following the yellow trail up 4th of July Pass. Pretty quiet along the Thunder Creek this morning. So far, it hasn't started raining. Ready? Sad to see that big old tree knocked down there. We've come in just about 2 miles, and we're at the turnoff now to go up to 4th of July Pass. And yeah, so far it hasn't started raining. It's pretty humid, and there's a lot of water on the leaves, but it's real refreshing. So can't quite tell. There's a little bit of light poking through the clouds, but we may get a rainstorm in a little bit. Taking just a little break to catch our breath. Here's what the trail looks like going up. We're in the middle of a series of 10 switchbacks, and we'll probably take another rest at the top. Here's a nice clearing off to the right of the trail. Down there in the bottom where the fog and mist is the creek. Over to the right is the campground and Highway 20. It's just starting to drop a little rain. We weren't quite sure what the sound was. It's very rhythmic. I just used the Merlin Bird ID app. It's a northern pygmy owl, so we know what to look for. We've arrived at 4th of July camp. We'll be glad to have some lunch, take our packs off. Here's the sign to our campsite. Way back in here. Great flat camp spot. Kind of sheltered under the trees. Hopefully no rocks in our backs. I've been hiking more than Steve has this summer, but he's been hiking a little bit. But yeah, we're pretty worn out after that climb. It was 2,400 elevation gain, and yeah, we're just not used to carrying the heavy packs. So yeah, it sure was nice to take the packs off and just zonk out for a little bit. And yeah, I think the forecast may be that it's supposed to be dry tomorrow, but at least it's not pouring rain. And yeah, we're gonna go check out, there's 2 campsites here to the right of the trail. So here's a big flat area. We're not sure if this is the campground for down here, but it's much more exposed, so we don't know if it's going to get windy tonight. We chose the other site. Yeah, we're gonna go back. We're gonna have some hot tea and maybe wait a little bit before we have our dinner. But it's gonna get dark probably at 7-ish. And it'll probably start getting twilight quite a bit before then. But I can see the clouds moving across the way. Hopefully it clears up tomorrow and we can see what it looks like. We borrowed a bear canister which has all our food, the stove and the fuel, a few other goodies to take up space. So that was another thing that made my pack a little heavier than normal. On the menu, we had chicken and mashed potatoes for dinner. Here's our cooking setup. We played around a little bit and had some laughs. Then we settled into our tent for the night and played some cribbage. Morning, everybody. We have had a nice hot breakfast of oatmeal and tea, and we've packed up. The fly was pretty wet, and there's lots of needles, pine needles on and stuff, but we did bring 2 big bags to pack all that wet stuff in, and we're ready to go. So the 4th of July camp that we stayed at there is just before 4th of July Pass. It would have been probably 0.8 more to get over to the pass. And we've always heard that it's treed in and there are no views from the pass area. So we didn't go there. It's also, if you kept going, you would, that's kind of like the crest, and then you could go down the other side. You would go along Panther Creek, and then you could get back over to Highway 20 at the East Bank Trailhead. We've never done that section of the hike, but we might just do a day hike starting at Highway 20, check out the Panther Creek area. Yeah, here in Washington, we don't have that many deciduous trees like back east, so we don't get a huge fall color display. We are the evergreen state, but we do have a few spots of color. We've come down quite a bit in elevation. We could see across the river bottom there, see the other hillside. Clouds are moving a little bit. We haven't seen any people since we left the river yesterday. We only saw one group of around 8 backpackers going out to the trailhead, finishing their trip. But it sounds like there's a few people over here by the campground. Such a nice morning. We're just about back to the trailhead. The total trip is going to be 5 miles out, 5 miles back, and the total elevation gain was 2,400 feet. And it's just been a beautiful day. And unfortunate that we had a little drip-droppy rain yesterday, but yeah, it's just fun to get out and see what the forest is like. And it's just amazing how quiet it is and fresh. And yeah, so thanks for tagging along.